Well, for most of us, our relationship with money gets far less personal attention than our relationship with people. Considering how much stress is caused by money, how often it dictates our emotional well-being, and how it impacts every other relationship in our lives, we may need to redirect some of that attention. And Jessica Woods is a financial representative with Northwestern Mutual and can help us gain control of our finances, therefore gain control of our lives. And we all need this help. Thank you, Jessica. It's good to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, here's the thing. People, we talk about relationships. What is the relationship that most people really do have with money? What is that relationship?
Right. Well, most people feel paralyzed by money. And the reason is that, we're not given any financial education in high school or college, yet we're required to make financial decisions every single day. And so what's happening is that most people are learning about money through trial and error, and they don't have a clear plan for what they want to accomplish with their money.
That is such a good point.
Yeah, it creates a big problem. Those who feel most confident are the ones that have a plan, know what it is, believe in it, and then act on it over the long term.
That's a really, really good point. And so how would you say being money savvy contributes to our well-being as a whole?
Right. So having a plan for your money is the key to financial security.
Okay.
And I think that it's also one of the keys to happiness. So I know that when my time and wealth and energy are all working towards goals that I'm invested in emotionally, I'm acting with purpose. And when I achieve purposeful goals, I'm lifted up emotionally.
Yes.
And we all have goals in our lives. We want to buy a home or have a family or put our kids through school or get through retirement.
Yes.
So knowing how to get there is truly empowering and helps us act with purpose and helps us, I think, just be happier all around.
It's so true, because when things are going bad money-wise, it does affect your whole attitude. It affects so much in your life. So where does the fear of tackling finances actually come from? What would you say?
So, well, Northwestern Mutual did a study. They did a 2013 planning and progress study, and what they found is that actually the #1 obstacle to financial planning is time and not fear. And what that means is that most people, we let our short-term needs and wants overshadow our long-term goals.
For sure.
And we're all susceptible to this. We're overworked, we're overscheduled, we're overloaded with information.
Yes.
I'm hoping that, this study and maybe my work can serve as a wake-up call for people. We need to put financial planning on our collective to-do lists.
That's really, really true, and such a good point. And so would you say then that young people are really in special need of a financial education?
Yes.
You would?
Yeah.
How do they do that?
Right. So that same planning and progress study showed that most young adults rate themselves as disciplined or highly disciplined savers.
Okay.
And that might be because of the recent recession or the economy we live in now. Financial matters are kind of on everyone's mind.
Yes.
But financial people have the most to gain from financial education because they can avoid the mistakes early on.
That's a good point.
For example, you make a bad move with a credit card, and that can take up to a decade to resolve. So young people have the most.
They need to know that.
Right. They can avoid the mistakes, and they have the most time to benefit from steady and small, consistent savings.
It's so true. I mean, and I think what happens is sometimes people don't take control of their money. So what would you say it is that prevents them from doing that?
Most people don't have a place that they can go with their questions about money,
Yeah.
however large or small those are. That's why working
true.
with a financial expert, a financial representative, is really important, because you find someone you can trust and who you know has your best interest in mind, and then you have a year-round resource, someone that you can go to with all of those financial issues.
It's really true, and I really hope people are listening and taking this advice, because I think that people sometimes associate financial planning with being wealthy. They think, oh, well, I have so much money, I have to financially plan my life. But if I don't have a lot of money, I guess that's not concerning me. But it is, isn't it?
Yeah, financial planning, that's one of the biggest myths out there, is that financial planning is for the wealthy, when in fact the less money you have, the more important it is to make sure that every dollar you have is working for your short-term and long-term goals.
Yes.
And so having a plan that's custom built for you is actually the most important. But one thing to do is start with some small, steady, consistent savings.
Okay.
From there, you start working with an expert that can help you build and grow and protect your wealth over the long term.
See, and an expert like you would definitely change my life, I'm sure. So how can people contact you and get a move on their financial planning situations?
Right. So I'm at Northwestern Mutual. Our
Okay.
office here in Albuquerque is at 8220 San Pedro,
Great.
Northeast, Suite 505. You can reach me directly at 872-7838 or check out my website, jessicawoods.nm.com.
Great information, Jessica. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You helped me out a lot.
Okay,
All
good.
right, let's throw it over to Chris.